Welcome to another episode of Bluecorp Techbytes. Last time we spoke about the importance and the value of tech partnerships with Dennis Sangster. As you all know, Dennis is one of the Forbes most influential women in tech and the CEO of Global Touch. Now, today we have another very special guest, all the way from Finland. She is Birgit Nevala, the Program Director of Finnpartnerships. Now, let me give you guys a quick introduction about Finnpartnerships. Finnpartnership is a business partnership program financed by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Finland and managed by Finland. Now, Finnpartnerships actually aims to generate positive development impacts by promoting the business between Finland and other developing countries such as Sri Lanka. A very warm welcome to Bluecorp Techbytes, Birgit.
I'm very pleased to be here this morning, and I'm very glad to share my thoughts about how to make more cooperation between companies in developing countries and Finnish companies. Thank you very much.
Birgit, to start off our show, we very well know that Finland is one of the biggest technological hubs of Northern Europe. And there are many cities in Finland that are already bustling with startups and scale-ups. Now, we saw that in 2020, despite the fact that the whole world was affected by the pandemic, Finnish startups actually hit an all-time record high in venture capital investments and in funding. Now, could you please tell us a little bit more about the whole startup ecosystem in Finland?
Would love to do that. So we have very large variety of different services for startups. Those are governmental and municipal, and there is a lot of financing and counseling available for startups. Many cities and towns, they provide sort of startup hubs called new business centers, which can provide sometimes even workspaces and equipment, but usually more counseling, networking opportunities, and step-by-step guidance how to start your own business. And there are 30 such centers in Finland, and over 6,200 companies were founded in those last year. This is still 10% less than year before, but it was really accelerating towards the end of the year. And what people say in these centers is that many people who thought about starting their own business and have been thinking about it for quite some time now activated themselves. And since their present job maybe was not there anymore or it was on hold. And they told us that also these ideas, they were more developed than usually. And that is probably also one reason why they attracted more venture capital. As I also mentioned before, there's a lot of municipal and governmental grants and other kind of financing available. And that is also something that leverages also venture capital. So those are at least some of the reasons to the development that we have seen last year here in Finland.
Now, Birgit, as you said, we see that there's a rapid growth, and I'm sure rapid growth like this from, benefits a lot of various collaborations and partnerships. Now, I'm sure that Finnpartnerships plays a major role in connecting Finnish companies with the rest of the world. Now, what sort of opportunities are there for Finnish companies, who want to globally scale their operations, for example, in IT talent and services?
Finnpartnership is a rather small operator, and after all, we are available for the kind of businesses that can also tell about their contribution to sustainable development. Most of our clients are small and middle-sized companies that seek for our financing, though, and also startups. And our financing and matchmaking, they are both available for IT sector in a large scale, and for foreign companies, mostly the matchmaking, and for financing side, it is the Finnish companies that can benefit from that. But the ideal situation is the cooperation between the two. So for the financing, it must be Finnish-owned company or a company registered in Finland. And their project needs to aim at some sort of long-term cooperation. So we cannot support purely exports, for example, from Finnpartnership. And we would love to see the cooperation, as I mentioned, between a company in developing country and with company in Finland. And at least they need together to create sustainable jobs. Since we are a commercial activity, that is something that we can reach through this sort of grant and cooperation to create sustainable jobs. Outsourcing activities, for example, in software development, IT operations, and cloud projects, what your company is offering in our matchmaking, those are eligible goals for Finnish companies to start cooperation with you. A Finnish company that is interested in your company can get 70% grant to start the cooperation with you. And this is for the first steps of the cooperation, to find out different kind of legal things, technical things, different aspects. Maybe they want to travel to meet you and design the project or cooperation with you, and maybe train the staff. For those kind of costs, we are there to finance with our grant together with a Finnish company.
Now, we spoke about Finnpartnerships providing, matchmaking platforms and bridging Finnish companies with, companies from developing countries. And you also did mention that you help Finn companies to establish that relationship with the developing countries by providing them 70% of the grant. You also provide them facilities to go abroad, meet with the partners, with the potential partners in the developing countries, and make decisions. So I could say that these are all great initiatives, and it's uplifting the whole ecosystem. Now, apart from this, what do you think the other advantages are that companies could get by working with Finnpartnerships?
Thank you. So being listed at Finnpartnerships matchmaking site for foreign company also means that you are a reliable partner to start with. You have shared your financial information with us confidentially with Finnpartnership, and we are in constant communication with you, and you have also signed our code of conduct, which means that you basically are working in ethical way. You are taking care of your corporate social responsibility, for example, human rights. We have ongoing discussion, what I mentioned already, and you have built the trust with us already. And so if we look at somebody, a company from developing country that approaches a Finnish company just out of the blue, coming into their email, this when you are in Finnpartnership system, it means a whole lot more. And also now we have the new service that we can host the first meeting between you and the Finnish partner, so that we can immediately also discuss about the financing opportunity.
So now, Birgit, I am sitting 2.5 hours away from you. So basically, I'm in Colombo, Sri Lanka, where we have offshore offices, and as you very well know, there is a fast-growing IT talent pool available for a very reasonable cost here in Sri Lanka. Now, one of the goals of Finnpartnerships is to create a positive development impact on developing countries such as ours. Now, could you please tell us more about it?
Since Finnpartnership, as I mentioned, is part of our official development financing, the requirements are in these cases focusing on sustainable jobs. So Finnpartnership is an instrument in between, in the middle of development aid and pure business. Most of our clients are SMEs who really do benefit from the grant that we can give to them for long-term business. And creating new jobs, it's a burning question in many developing countries at the moment. We have come into a situation where the countries really need to answer the needs and wishes of the young population, and this cannot happen without jobs. So we are here for Finnish companies to take part in this big challenge and to create new jobs with the companies in developing country. And also, according to our development policy, we emphasize also gender equality, and we are promoting this cooperation more, especially this year with Sri Lanka. So we are connecting women entrepreneurs from Sri Lanka and Finland in an event next fall.
Thanks a lot for that information. And we've almost come to the end of our conversation right here. So my last question for you would be, I'm sure that there are a lot of success stories, that has come from Finnpartnership across different domains. But if you could talk to our audience a little bit about, maybe one or a few success stories on IT technological services, it would be great.
Yes, there are many, but IT is so well penetrating all our sectors and all our clients that when I went through just now the success stories we have on our webpage, you could see that every one of them consists parts that are on IT sector. So for example, the services that you are providing, maybe all of those could benefit from this kind of services. But if we look at purely the kind of success story that we are talking about here right now, you can find on our webpage, for example, a company called IWA, who found help for their programmer shortage in Thailand. And now they are looking also towards Vietnam. So this is exactly the kind of story that we are talking about here. And I hope we will see also successful connections for your company in near future. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Birgit. I'm sure our audiences will actually look up that success story on the website. Now, we have actually come to the end of our session, and I'd like to say that it was really a pleasure to have you at Bluecorp Techbytes. If you guys want to learn more about connecting with Finnish companies, you could always reach out to Finnpartnership. The link would be in the description. And we would especially welcome Finnish companies to discuss their IT requirements with us in order to hire Sri Lankan talent through a European company. Do look forward to the next episode of Techbytes, and until then, bye.